Join us as we honor the stars, visionaries, and icons who passed between March 11th and 20th, 2024 in the United States. Robin Bernard. She was born in May 1959 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 64 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was acute alcohol intoxication. An American actress best known for her long-running role as Terry Brock on the soap opera General Hospital. She played the part for 645 episodes from 1984 to 1990. Bernard also had roles in French films and other television shows. Malachi McCourt. He was born in September 1931 and he died in March 2024. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart condition and cancer. An Irish-American author, actor, and politician known for his storytelling and colorful personality. He was a younger brother of Angela's Ashes author Frank McCourt. He wrote the best-selling memoir A Monk Swimming and was a frequent guest on television talk shows. Eric Carmen. He was born in August 1949 and he died in March 2024. His age was 74 at the time of his death and he died in his sleep. An American singer, songwriter, and musician who first achieved fame as the lead singer of the powerful pop group The Raspberries. He launched a highly successful solo career, becoming known for powerful ballads like All by Myself and Never Gonna Fall in Love Again. He also wrote major pop hits like Hungry Eyes and Make Me Lose Control. Emmett Walsh. He was born in March 1935 and he died in March 2024. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cardiac arrest. A prolific and highly respected American character actor known for his distinctive voice and everyman appearance. He appeared in over 200 films and television shows, often playing gruff or morally ambiguous characters. His most iconic roles include Captain Bryant in Blade Runner and the private detective in the Coen brothers' Blood Simple. Joe Camp. He was born in April 1939 and he died in March 2024. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American film director and screenwriter who created the beloved Benji film franchise. He wrote, produced, and directed the original 1974 film, which became a massive international success. Camp championed independent filmmaking and also wrote several books, including The Soul of a Horse. Sandra Crouch. She was born in July 1942 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. An American gospel musician, singer, and songwriter who won a Grammy Award for Best Soul Gospel Performance. She was the twin sister of gospel legend Andre Crouch, often performing and working alongside him. She was also a respected pastor at the New Christ Memorial Church. David Seidler. He was born in August 1937 and he died in March 2024. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A British-American screenwriter who won the Academy Award and BAFTA Award for Best Original Screenplay for The King's Speech. The film was based on the true story of King George VI's struggle to overcome a stutter, a condition Seidler himself had. Michael Knott. He was born in December 1962 and he died in March 2024. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American singer-songwriter who was a foundational figure in the alternative Christian music scene. He fronted numerous influential bands, including Lifesavers, LSU, and Aunt Betty's. Knott was known for his raw, artistic, and often controversial approach to faith and music. Diane Crittenden. She was born in August 1941 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 82 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. An American casting director known for her work on numerous blockbuster films. She cast the original Star Wars: A New Hope in 1977. Her other major credits include Pretty Woman, Witness, and The Thin Red Line. Her casting career lasted more than 40 years. She served as head of casting at Marble Arc Productions and Warner Brothers. Boss. She was born in September 1969 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 54 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from kidney failure. An American rapper, born Luchelle Laws, who was a pioneer of gangster rap. She was one of the first female rappers signed to Def Jam West. Her 1993 debut album, Born Gangstaz, featured the hit single Deeper. Gene Elders. He was born in 1949 and he died in March 2024. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American musician who was a longtime fiddler for George Strait's Ace in the Hole band, playing with him for nearly 40 years. He was a versatile musician who also played mandolin. Elders also recorded with artists like Lyle Lovett and Joan Baez. Cooler Boy. He was born in February 1990 and he died in March 2024. His age was 34 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications related to his disabilities. An American musician and activist, born Matthew Urango from Oxnard, California. Born with spina bifida, he was a prominent activist for disability rights and other progressive causes. He was known for his unique disco punk music, collaborating with artists like the Avalanches. Pete Rodriguez. He was born in April 1934 and he died in March 2024. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A Puerto Rican-American musician known as the King of Latin Boogaloo. He was a band leader who fused Latin rhythms with R&B and soul music. His 1967 song, I Like It Like That, became a defining anthem of the Boogaloo era and was famously sampled by Cardi B in her 2018 hit. Dan Wakefield. He was born in May 1932 and he died in March 2024. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a fall. An American author, journalist, and screenwriter known for his novels and works of non-fiction. His best-selling novels, Going All the Way and Starting Over, were both adapted into feature films. He also created the 1970s television series James at 15. Bill Jorgensen. He was born in August 1927 and he died in March 2024. His age was 96 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A prominent American television news anchor in New York City, he was the original anchor for the 10 o'clock news on WNEW television, now WNYW, from 1967 to 1979. Jorgensen was known for his authoritative and straightforward delivery. Fred Fowler. He was born in December 1964 and he died in March 2024. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. A popular and influential sports radio host and journalist in Houston, Texas. He was best known as a co-host of The Blitz on ESPN 97.5 FM. Fowler was also a former sports editor for the Houston Chronicle. He hosted a podcast called Falcon Cast and was lead singer of the band Dead Money. Byron Janis. He was born in March 1928 and he died in March 2024. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An internationally celebrated American classical pianist, he was a student of Vladimir Horowitz and was renowned for his powerful and poetic interpretations of romantic composers like Rachmaninoff and Chopin. Janis was a cultural ambassador during the Cold War. Bernard L. Schwartz. He was born in December 1925 and he died in March 2024. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American businessman who served as the chairman and chief executive officer of Laurel Corporation, a major defense electronics company. He grew the company into an industrial giant. Schwartz was also a prominent Democratic Party donor and philanthropist. Gerald M. Levin. He was born in May 1939 and he died in March 2024. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of Parkinson's disease. An American media executive who served as the CEO of Time Incorporation and later Time Warner. He was a visionary who helped create HBO home box office, pioneering the concept of pay television. His legacy was later defined by his role as the chief architect of the ill-fated 2000 merger between AOL and Time Warner. Thomas P. Stafford. He was born in September 1930 and he died in March 2024. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. A United States Air Force general and a legendary NASA astronaut who was one of 24 people to fly to the moon. He flew on Gemini 6A and Gemini 9A. He commanded Apollo 10, the final dress rehearsal mission for the lunar landing, and the historic Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975. Alfred M. Gray Jr. He was born in June 1928 and he died in March 2024. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A retired United States Marine Corps general who served as the 29th Commandant of the Marine Corps from 1987 to 1991. He was a decorated veteran of the Korean and Vietnam Wars. As commandant, he emphasized warrior thinking and maneuver warfare doctrine. Martin Greenfield. He was born in August 1928 and he died in March 2024. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. A Czechoslovakian-born American master tailor and Holocaust survivor. After surviving Auschwitz, he moved to the United States and became one of the world's most renowned tailors. He founded Martin Greenfield Clothiers, making bespoke suits for the United States presidents, from Eisenhower to Obama and celebrities. Werner Vinge. He was born in October 1944 and he died in March 2024. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was Parkinson's disease. An American science fiction author and mathematician, he was a key figure in the cyberpunk genre and won several Hugo Awards for his novels, including A Fire Upon the Deep and A Deepness in the Sky. Vinge is credited with popularizing the concept of the technological singularity. Bennett Brown. He was born in August 1940 and he died in March 2024. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American psychiatrist who became infamous during the satanic panic of the 1980s and 90s. He was a central figure in promoting diagnosis of multiple personality disorder based on false memories of satanic ritual abuse. His medical license was ultimately suspended. Dory Ladner. She was born in June 1942 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was respiratory failure due to complications from COVID-19. A prominent American civil rights activist who was a key organizer in the 1960s. She was a field secretary of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee (SNCC) in Mississippi. Ladner was deeply involved in voter registration drives and was an organizer for the 1963 March on Washington. James M. Ward. He was born in May 1951 and he died in March 2024. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American game designer who was a major figure in the early history of role-playing games. He was one of the first employees at TSR Incorporation, the creators of Dungeons & Dragons. Ward created Metamorphosis Alpha, the first sci-fi RPG, and co-authored Deities and Demigods for Dungeons & Dragons. James D. Robinson III. He was born in November 1935 and he died in March 2024. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications of pneumonia. An American business executive who served as the chairman and CEO of American Express from 1977 to 1993. He oversaw a period of massive growth for the company, transforming it into a financial services superpower. Paul Alexander. He was born in January 1946 and he died in March 2024. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from COVID-19. An American lawyer and author who was one of the last people in the world living in an iron lung. He contracted polio at age 6 in 1952, leaving him paralyzed from the neck down. Despite his condition, he earned a law degree, practiced law, and wrote a memoir. David Mixner. He was born in August 1946 and he died in March 2024. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from long COVID-19. A prominent American civil rights activist and author, he was a key figure in the LGBTQ rights movement and an early anti-Vietnam War organizer. Mixner was a close advisor to President Bill Clinton, but famously broke with him over the "don't ask, don't tell" policy. Neely Tchaikovsky. He was born in July 1945 and he died in March 2024. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a heart attack. An American poet, author, and literary chronicler associated with the Beat Generation. He was a close friend and biographer of Charles Bukowski. Tchaikovsky was a well-known figure in the San Francisco poetry scene. Terry Everett. He was born in February 1937 and he died in March 2024. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served as a Republican United States representative from Alabama from 1993 to 2009. He was a member of the Armed Services and Agriculture Committees. Everett was a newspaper publisher and businessman before entering politics. Edwin Wilson. He was born in February 1923 and he died in March 2024. His age was 101 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American academic who was a professor of English literature at Wake Forest University. His professional, academic, and administrative tenure at Wake Forest spanned from 1951 until his retirement in 1993. Wilson is referred to affectionately by members of the Wake Forest community as Mr. Wake Forest. Alan Sciarrati. He was born in December 1930 and he died in March 2024. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American politician who served in the California state legislature as both an assemblyman and a state senator. A Democrat from Los Angeles, he was known for his work on environmental protection and civil liberties. He was the author of more than 100 bills, many of which shaped key environmental policies. Ira Milstein, he was born in November 1926 and he died in March 2024. His age was 97 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American attorney and legal scholar, widely regarded as the father of corporate governance. As a partner at Weil, Gottscha and Manges, he advised corporate boards and governments on best practices. Milstein was a leading voice for accountability in the modern corporation. Jared Cohen, he was born in October 1947 and he died in March 2024. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American engineer and academic administrator who served as the 8th president of Carnegie Mellon University from 1997 to 2013. His tenure was marked by significant growth in the university's global presence. Cohen was elected a member of the National Academy of Engineering 2012 for contributions to environmental system analysis and national policy and leadership in higher education. Young Soon Min, she was born in April 1953 and she died in March 2024. Her age was 70 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from cancer. A Korean-American artist, curator, and educator, she served as a professor at the University of California, Irvine. Her artwork deals with issues including Korean-American identity, politics, and personal narratives and culture. Min was active in New York City and Los Angeles. Bill Plummer, he was born in March 1947 and he died in March 2024. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. An American professional baseball player and manager, he played in Major League Baseball (MLB) as a catcher in 1968 and then from 1970 to 1978, most notably as a member of the Cincinnati Reds dynasty that won 4 National League pennants and 2 World Series championships between 1970 and 1976. He also played for the Chicago Cubs and the Seattle Mariners. Walter Blum, he was born in September 1934 and he died in March 2024. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. A Hall of Fame American jockey who rode over 4,300 winners in his career. His most famous victory came in the 1971 Belmont Stakes, where he rode past catcher to an upset victory. Blum was inducted into the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame in 1987. David Brassiers, he was born in December 1955 and he died in March 2024. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American mountaineer and filmmaker who was the first American to summit Mount Everest twice. He co-directed and co-produced the 1998 IMAX documentary Everest. Brassiers was on the mountain during the 1996 disaster and helped in the rescue efforts. Mike Lute, he was born in June 1922 and he died in March 2024. His age was 101 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American college athletics administrator who served as the athletic director at Kent State University and the University of Washington. At Washington, he hired coach Don James, who led the Huskies to a football national championship. Jim McAndrew. He was born in January 1944 and he died in March 2024. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional baseball pitcher, he pitched in Major League Baseball for the New York Mets and San Diego Padres from 1968 to 1974. He was a member of the 1969 World Series champions. Steve Tansey. He was born in December 1942 and he died in March 2024. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American professional football player who was a quarterback in the American Football League and the National Football League. He played college football for the Florida State Seminoles. He played professionally for the San Diego Chargers from 1965 to 1966 and the Denver Broncos from 1967 to 1970. Dave Gunther. He was born in July 1937 and he died in March 2024. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. An American basketball player and coach. He served as the head basketball coach at the University of North Dakota from 1970 to 1988. Gunther played college basketball for the Iowa Hawkeyes and professional basketball with the San Francisco Warriors of the National Basketball Association. Don Smerrick. He was born in December 1957 and he died in March 2024. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. An American professional football player who was a defensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys of the National Football League. He played college football at the University of Nevada. He played for the Dallas Cowboys for 7 seasons. Broly Legs. He was born in April 1988 and he died in March 2024. His age was 35 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications related to his disability. An American competitive gamer, born Michael Beckham, who was a well-known Street Fighter player. He was born with arthrogryposis, a condition that limited his limb movement. He became famous for his ability to play the game at high level using only his mouth and face. If these lives touched your heart, please like this video, share your feelings in the comments, and subscribe to Obituarypedia to remember more icons together.